What's up, everybody? Welcome back to our second part of our Sunday School at Strixhaven Matinee double feature. If you watched the video right before this, you saw me open this box. It's pretty beat up, but it opened pretty well. Just to kind of keep things rolling, what I wanted to do is just kind of move some of this stuff. You know, we got a pile already going for our art cards, so we'll keep that stack rolling. Let me consolidate that. I don't know why I have to put those down in the way they're formatted. They're just going to go in the big box of art cards with all the other art cards. Pardon me while we do this. But I just want to keep the integrity going here on the channel. Here's our Mystical Archives. Well, these are our hits. These are like a stack of mythics, so we'll keep that going. Mythics, foils, there's our list slot. Just some rando rares, some foil rares and whatnot. We got our other, we got open to Paolo there. We got rares, we got commons, we got uncommons, we got random Mystical Archive stuff. But what we learned in our last video is by opening the most beat up box of Strixhaven we have, it did a lot better. And judging by the 3 boxes I have, I got 6 more going in the vault just to be sealed. This one looks like brand new. This one's like perfect, so we're not opening that one. This one, she's a little beat up. She's a little crunched, but the seal on our plastic's really solid. I think we're going for this one. It's pretty banged up. It's got that banged up corner. Looks like it was also dropped, so that's going to be our last box opening of Strixhaven, guys, because I think we're going to, for now. Maybe in the future, when the set's value appreciates, we'll go back, but I think we're going to end up putting quite a few boxes in the old vault and leaving Strixhaven behind. Like most of the Magic community, just leaving it behind. So we'll put you there. We're going to move the beat up box down here. You guys see all that okay? Perfect. That way you can see those fresh packs. Still looking for that full art Bellados Witherbloom though. Opened him in my last video, was quite excited, but would love to open another. Boom, first pack, first rare, mythic, Blot Out the Sky, black, white, X. Create X, tapped 1/1 white and black inklings. And inklings do have flying. Yes, if X is 6 or more, destroy all non-creature, non-land permanents. Cool. Mythic, Defiant Strike. Boy, we've opened quite a few of those in our Mystical Archive slot. Foil common. Our foil slot has not been too spicy for us. And a bent corner card talking about Secret Lair drops. Raid Boss, almost got a full playset of that art card now. Always got to check that lesson slot. Right behind the basic land is a lesson slot in this set. You never know what rarity it's going to show up as. Ooh, another mythic full art dragon. 2 packs, 2 mythics in a row, guys. Black, white, and 3, flying double strike, 2/5. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may choose 2. Each mode must target a different player. Target creature creates a 2/1 black and white flying inkling. Target player draws a card and loses life, and target player puts +1/+1 counter on each creature they control. Woof! Man, you must, oh, you may choose 2. Each mode, okay. So you can just choose yourself. Not bad. Man, two Orzhov mythics and a rare, Ephemerate, not a bad card. Lorehold Pledge Mage foil, and our first list card is a Gem Palm Polluter. Little zombie tribal there. He's going over here with our list. You know, so far, the list has been pretty underwhelming for us, but we're on a roll, man. Double mythics, double feature, double box opening. Yowza. Let's see. Will the fates continue to provide? Were we good enough? Did we just make the sunken cost fallacy and just finally opened enough of this where we're going to feel good about ourselves? Let's find out. Baleful Mastery. Not a bad little piece of removal, but I don't think it ever really became the card it was intended to be. Claim the Firstborn. Not much there. And a foil uncommon. I'm so used to having my art cards on the other side. Confront the past. Black and X. Lesson. Choose one. Return target Planeswalker card with mana X or less from graveyard from your battlefield, or remove twice X loyalty counters from target Planeswalker. Okay, interesting. I didn't realize Liliana had to confront her past when she was there on Arcavios, serving in her new role. You know, they say in the official lore that because so much time had passed and she'd broken all her curses, when she, even though she had at some point actually studied at Strixhaven on Arcavios, that when she returned in her new appearance, they didn't recognize her. Draconic Intervention. As additional cast this, exile target insert sorcery from your graveyard. It deals X damage to each non-dragon creature. Oh, this probably sees some play with all these dragon decks flying around these days. Some Draconic removal. Tribal removal, huh? Adventurous Impulse for our Mythical Archive slot, and another common foil. Okay, okay, interesting. We're getting into it here. We're going to be Strixhaven experts by the end of this set of box openings. And who knows? Man, I complained enough about getting dragons and my wishes started to come true. Archmage Emeritus. Flame Scroll Celebrant. Let's take a look at this Celebrant. Whenever an opponent activates an ability that isn't a mana ability, it deals 1 damage to that player. Oof. And it's got double fire breathing. And Revel in Silence. 2 white. Your opponent can't cast spells or activates abilities this turn. Huh. And Exile. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. Chaos Warp. Love opening those. Another Mythic for us in our Mystical Archive slot, and one that's actually quite playable. Boy, I tell you, between this set and Double Masters, we've got Chaos Warp for days. Just flying through some commons, flying through some uncommons. Double Major. I think this card could see some play. Increasing Vengeance. That's another Mythic. Wow, we're just in another... Man, it is. It's these beat-up boxes, guys. High Mythic concentration in these beat-up boxes. Because we've opened a couple Increasing Vengeance now. Ooh, looks like we got a visitor from the list slot. We'll save that for last. You never know. It's the cherry on top. Still have yet in this set to open anything really spicy in our list slot. So I'm really curious to know, like, I just going in blind, and I think the list is very hard to track, like, between what sets. So, like, knowing what's possible in our list slot for this set, I'm totally in the dark. So it will be a genuine surprise. Manifestation Sage. When it enters the battlefield, create a 0/0. Blue fractal, then put X plus where X is the number of cards in your hand. Oh, that's not bad. It's a 2/2 that makes another creature. It's not terrible. And Infuriate. Foil Revitalize. Endling. I don't even know this card. Is this from the first Modern Horizons? It is. I didn't open any of that set. 2 black and 2, and it's the Black Morphling, huh? Gains Menace, gains Death Touch, gains Undying, and it pumps. Huh, that's not bad. Another zombie, too. Interesting. So there's a rare in our list slot. Haven't seen that guy yet, ever. Like, that's my first time I've ever known that that magic card existed. So that's part of the fun of the list, too. I think it's, like, such an ingenious way to pique interest for Magic players, especially if you're new. You know, I always think when you're new, how frequently the game starts for you is you get a few packs here and there, or you just buy what's available. You're often gravitating towards, like, what's in the store, you know, what's in standard. So since I think set boosters make a fantastic gift, I think, you know, oh man, this is our third. Each box I've opened has had this Mythic in it. I've opened 3 set booster boxes now. Every single one has had this Mythic in it. That's wild. But our Mythic concentration is still staying pretty high. We're 5 Mythics in, and we're not even through our first third of the packs. Are we going to open a 15 Mythic box? Who knows? Does our list slot help us hit that? Who knows? Stay tuned, guys. This could be one for the ages here. There's no such thing as too many Mythics. Another one of the dragons. Guys, we're almost on the full 5 set between 2 boxes. Red, blue, 2 colorless, 3/4 flying. When Galazeth Prismari enters the battlefield, create a treasure token. Artifacts you control have add 1 mana of any color. Spend this only cast instant sorcery spells. Huh. Interesting. A little treasure dragon. Those are popular these days. And what else do we got? Torrent Sculptor. 2 colors, 2, 2/2, ward 2. When it enters the battlefield, exile an instant or sorcery card from your hand. Put a +1/+1 counter on it equal to half that card's value. Round it up. And the Flamethrower Sonata. We have seen that card before. Agonizing Remorse. Have quite a few of those now, thanks to our Mystical Archive slot. Don't know if we'll be playing it, but we have them if we want them. Oh, that's sick. With the signature. Look at that. That's awesome. These signatures, again, just really an extra beautiful touch on these cards. We're just flying through a whole grip of uncommons there, or commons rather. There's our uncommons. Witherbloom Command, green and black, mill, destroy for 2 or less, -3/-1, or just some life adjustments. Not too flashy. Abundant Harvest. That's kind of a cool card. I think there's definitely some potential in there, especially when you're trying to fill your yard as well as ramp ahead. That's a great setup. All right, we're into our second stack, but for our first 10 packs, we've gotten 6 mythics, so it's not bad. Averaging a mythic about every 2 packs. Let's see, do we keep that mojo up? Do we end with like 15 mythics? We're kind of on track for that rate. I called it before. We'll find out. We will find out. Are we on track for just extreme rate of mythics? Let's see what else we've got. Or do we hit that weird middle column where there's like no mythics in this whole stack? With Flame Painter, we've seen her before. Blue Sun Zenith, another mythic there. Very cool art too. Love that mythic Blue Sun Zenith art. Foil. And another card from the list slot. Goblin Lore. Draw 4 cards, then and put them in your hand. Then discards 3 cards at random. Wow, that's a funky card. From Portal Second Age, I believe, is that symbol. Look at that old classic D. Alexander Gregory art. Wow, some funky stuff showing up in our list slot. Modern Horizons, Portal Second Age. At least we're not seeing Memnites and Nuisance Engines. We're not going full duplicate on this one. Funky treasure token, too. That's a cool one. Little Prismari treasure. Basic Conjuration, 2 green, 1. Look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature card from among them and put it in your hand. Put the rest on your bottom. Oh, put it in your hand. Come on. Put it on the battlefield. I guess it's basic Conjuration. That's not advanced. But Tanazir Quandrix, another mythic. Guys, are you watching this video where I'm just like, it's a parade of mythics in these set boosters? I mean, we're at 8 mythics now. And we're about 12 packs in. This is getting a little ridiculous. It's not bad though, like I said. It's a good problem to have. Opening a ton of mythics, especially like the dragons, the few dragons that are going to be interesting for the set. Look at that. Beautiful. Groundskeeping Dragon. It's the nicest putt-putt course on the multiverse. Blue-green lands, those never hurt. When it enters the battlefield, reveal a forest or an island. If you don't, it's tapped, but that's not too hard. These snarls aren't too bad. Lightning Helix, just a rare, but not bad. Foil rare, double major. It's actually the second one of those we've opened in doing these 3 box openings. Beautiful art. Man, those art cards are great. Just a beautiful celebration of the quality of art they put in these sets these days. I know there's been kind of that thing going around and people want to go back to the old art. Oh, Dramatic Finale. Opened that in our last video. Spicy. Whirlwind Denial. I don't know this card. Blue and 2 colors for each spell and ability your opponents control. Counter it. Oh, man. Okay. Some commander grade control. That's a pretty interesting one to just wait for the spell war to pop off and then flick that down and watch everybody scratch their head as everything gets countered and wonder what actually gets resolved. I don't know how that works practically though, because you figure I'm going to pay for the one I want to resolve, but if the other person's paying for the counter spell, do I pay it all? And like resolving that sounds like a headache. Exponential growth, funky. Wandering Archaic. This is actually a card from the set that has a little bit of prestige to it. 5 colors for a 4/4. Whenever an opponent casts an instant or sorcery spell, they may pay 2 colors. If they don't, you may copy that spell, and you may choose new targets for the copy. He's modal, and his back. Explore the vast lands, 3 colors. Each player looks at the top 5 cards of their library, reveals a land card and or instant from among them, puts the card they revealed this way into their hand and the rest on the bottom. Each player gains 3 life. Well, don't know if I want to help the other players, but his front side's not bad. It's a beefy body that makes some value. It's not a bad card at all. Inquisition and Kozilek, always happy to see those. I think that art is fantastic. Fuming Effigy is just a foil common, and then our list slot again with a Mirage common. Boy, the list was all over it this time. We have opened so much old school jank. I used to play Cadaverous Knight as a kid. Regenerate was very popular back in the day. Flanking, not so much, but still a 2/2 for 3 that flanked and regenerated was actually a playable card. I wonder if that's errated too. I know he's Knight, but is he Skeleton Knight? Zombie Knight? What's Cadaverous Knight's deal these days? He's probably errated, but maybe he's just a Knight still. You never know. Another beautiful art. The vestiges of packing. Here we go. A little uncommon lesson. Rippin', rippin', rippin'. Is there any mythic lessons in the set, guys? I haven't seen one. I don't know if I would like that. The Coalition seems weird. Lessons seem a little narrow. Accomplished Alchemist, saw those before. That much weaker Orzhov Meddling Mage, Eliminate. Divide by 0. This card actually sees a little play. Return target spell or permanent with mana value 1 to its owner's hand and learn. I know in the deck that is learning right now, I believe that's modern. Divide by 0 actually gets played. Okay, we've kind of slowed down now on our mythics. We need to rally, guys. If you're watching at home, put your caps on backwards. Multiple choice. If X is 1, scry 1, then draw a card. If X is 2, you may choose a player. They return a creature card they control to their owner's hand. If X is 3, create a 4/4 blue-red elemental. If X is 4 or more, just go for it broke. It's not bad. You go for 4, right? Because then you scry 1, draw a card, return a creature, and make a creature for 5 mana. It's not bad. It's not great. It's just kind of like a soup of stuff, but Waterfall Aerialist, Flying and Ward for a big price. Boy, that reminds me more of a card that you would see in New Capenna, but probably cheaper. Probably cheaper. Cheaper in the mana cost. But that's another set we're going to get into here, guys, in the very future. Poet's Quill, we've seen that before. Another cheap equipment, kind of like a Bone Splitter. Gives you some life gain on there. It's not bad at all. Snakeskin Veil. And a Bayou Groff. I'm not sure what a Groff is. Not quite a Griff. Not quite a Graph. Not quite a Trough. It's a Groff. Yo! He's throwing the ink. He's slinging the ink. We will divide by 0 again. Venerable Warsinger. We've taken a look at those before. Not a bad little thing. Tezzeret's Gambit. Another rare. Proliferate. Pretty good. Humiliate in foil. And another rare in our list slot. The list trying to show up. 2 green and 3 for a sorcery. For each creature token in play, its controller puts a creature token into play that's a copy. Dang, that's pretty good these days. And with flashback and some classic Matt Kavoda art, man, does Parallel Evolution see play? I gotta go look that card up. Is that a sought-after old school card in Commander that people use? Tokens are big. Copying all of your tokens, especially if you've got your doubling season or your parallel lives or Celtic Virinclex out there. Interesting. We're going to do some homework after this, actually look at it. This is the first time I've opened a Strixhaven box where I'm like, I need to actually go look at the prices and be like, it's not all $1. Culling Ritual. I actually like that card. There's another Mythic. Rowan. It's our second one of those. Man, we're going deep here. We got a rare Lightning Helix. And we got a foil rare. Was that a 4 rare pack? Yeah, it was. Culling Ritual, a mythic, 2 mythical archives, and one of which is foil. The rare, Urza's Rage, kind of a goofy card, but boy, Urza looks angry. I think Urza is kind of an angry dude. You know, for so long he was kind of set up as sort of the patriarch, not quite god. I guess if there's a messianic figure in Magic, boy, I'm getting controversial now. But if there's a messianic figure, I think that's Teferi. But if there is sort of like a fatherly Old Testament god figure, I think it is kind of Urza, even though they've really walked the interesting line in that story of he's such a big part of the story, but he's not quite a protagonist. And a lot of his lore has to do with his failings as much as it does his success. Strixhaven Stadium and Plarg, Dean of Chaos. We've seen those before. I think Plarg's been in every box I've opened of this set. Duress with some art and Study Break. Tap up to 2 target creatures and learn. Yeah, Study Breaks are good. We're going to take a Study Break after this. We're going to go study what in Strixhaven actually holds value. Booyah. Cool little art of an Auric there. The enemies. I guess they're mage hunters as well. Seems like a weird thing to have on Arcavius, that they're just like, we're going to have a Harry Potter level school, and there's mage hunters. Although that's always what I want to see from Harry Potter, too, is go full X-Men, guys. Talk about how the human world is not ready for that. Man, a second Tezzeret's Gambit in our Mythical Archive slot. And Golden Ratio. Draw a card for each different creature among powers you control. That's cute. I just love, look at all these cute little animals. That little bear floating, he looks a little off balance there. That's very cute and funny. It's like when you carry a dog and they're not used to it. You know, some dogs are used to being held. Some dogs, when they get carried, they just don't know what to do, and they tuck their little Legos. Oh, there's the Lorehold Dragon. He's the one we haven't opened now. I'm assuming that's the Lorehold Dragon. I'm not positive. Man, Biblioplex. And another Valentine. That's cool. Ooh, there's another Mythic. Mind's Desire. This is a cool card, too. 2 blue, 4, shuffle your library, exile the top card. Until end turn, you may play it without paying its mana cost. Storm. Do people still do tricks with Mind's Desire? Is that still a tricky little way to just dominate and drop some stuff? Very... Looks like we get another list card. Whew. This might be another spicy Strixhaven box. Strixhaven must have felt the low energy I had from the first box I opened and said, we're showing up. You got a double feature for us? We're coming correct. We're going to show off the goods here. Vanishing Verse. Exile target, mono-colored permanent. Not a bad card. Not a bad card at all. Field Trip. We're going on a field trip. And Troken Highguard. We opened one of these before, too. Man, there's some weird jank reprinted on the list. Like... I like the list. It's a way to pique players' interest and to put cards into circulation and make some weird cards viable again. But also, when you open Troken Highguard, what are you supposed to feel? Other than, boy, Magic cards used to be really bad and look weird, huh? Stone Rain. I didn't even realize that was in here. Wow, they actually reprinted Stone Rain, huh? Containment Breach. Uh-oh. It's a little pest card. Another one in our pest theme. I actually like the pest theme. I think pests are very cool also to play with Hepatra. If you play any Hepatra, that legend from Amonkhet, I think pests fit her MO so superbly well. A Lorehold command, an Opt, another? A Krark's Thumb? Whoa! Krark's Thumb, I believe, is worth a little bit these days because people flip cards now, or flip coins. Look at that, Krark's Thumb. Wild. Wow, okay. Boy, never know what's around the next corner in Strixhaven. That's wild. That is wild. That is absolutely wild. We've opened some funky stuff today, guys. Glad everybody could join me. Conspiracy Theorist, again, I think he has some viability. Very cool art of Negate. Foil Biblioplex. Oh no, Biblioplex Assistant. And another list slot card. What is this, from Jumpstart? Yeah, create 4 dogs. Release the dogs. This is so cute. They're all like vicious battle dogs, and this little pupper, he's just like part of the pack. Bro, Okay, okay. Look at our list slot, just inspiring joy. And where are we at? We're at 9 mythics on the day, 10 mythics on the day. Come on, I thought we were pushing for 15. Let's see. Can we squeeze out another mythic before we pack it all in for Strixhaven? Before we vault it all up? Semester's end. That's right. We're drawing close to the semester's end here. Village Rites. Oh my god, this is silly, you guys. This is silly. How is it another list slot? I thought, man, I saw that Planeswalker frame, guys, and I was about to get excited and call a mythic. I'm glad I waited, but man, another one of those War of the Spark uncommon Planeswalkers. Spells your opponent's control cast that target a creature or Planeswalker you control costs 2 or more. She makes blue wizards that loot. Not bad, Kismina. Hey now. Man, a funky little selection from Melissa. All right. Can we do it? I think we got 10 mythics in our last box. Can we squeeze out one more and break the average? Love that art. Love that art. Mythic, Hoffrey. We've opened one of him in every box we've opened so far, but we did get our mythic quotient. Doomblade, that's a rare. Man, I remember when this card came back on the scene. This is such an efficient, cool piece of removal, and that's exactly what it did. It basically killed Baneslayer Angel. And that's why Ops Nixless is on this, because this card was in M10, but he was in the first Zendikar, and he watched Baneslayer. He was over there on the sidelines watching Baneslayer Angel die to that card. Ooh, pop quiz. Don't even want to think about that. Let me tell you something, guys. If you're about to go to college, if you're in college, or if you've been through college, the best thing, oh, that's awesome. Little signature, fun art. Watching her do her thing, is the joy is you will still have those nightmares that today's finals, you didn't study, and you're about to walk into a class in college that you're about to go fail the final of. You'll probably have those for the rest. Man, look at this. Black-green showing up. All the pest action. Retriever Phoenix. Flying Haste. When Retriever enters the battlefield, if you cast it, learn. As long as it's in your graveyard, if you would learn, you may instead return to the battlefield. Meh. Phoenix is such a middling card. Dean of Substance, huh? Exile the top card of your library. If it's a land card, put it in your hand. Otherwise, you put a study counter on it. She makes some fractals. What does her backside do? Oh, I didn't mean that in a rude way. It kind of sounded like it did. Ibrahim, Dean of Theory. 2 blue and 2. He's a 3/3 flying. 2 blue and X. Exile the top X cards of your library and put a study counter on each of them. Man, I don't know about those guys. That makes my brain hurt. I'm trying to think. I'm like, sounds like I'm jumping through a lot of hoops and I don't understand what I'm going to get out of it. To be completely honest with you all. Okay. And that's it, guys. But before we go, we did open another 11 mythics, so we'll do a quick recap there. I don't know if we got any other saucy rares, but Hoffrey, he's nothing. Mind's Desire, hot. Tanazir Quandrix, that's our second one, but normal frame. Rowan of the Spark, she's not even worth that much, but Modal Face Planeswalker. Blue Sun Zenith, always nice to see you. Galazeth Prismari. Crackle's Power, it's been in every box we have. Increasing Vengeance. Chaos Warp. Shadrix Silverquill. Man, that art is cool. Like, you have to like that. We don't have to, but I'd recommend opening your mind for it. So yeah, another 11 mythics, so 1 in every 3 packs, effectively. Some funky stuff in our list slot, too. I mean, the big stuff we got in this list slot, beyond just some weirdo cards, Krark's Thumb and Parallel Evolution. So 2 rares in the mythic slot, Goblin Lore. And yeah, guys, that was our trip for Strixhaven, so thanks for joining me. You see, boy, there's so much variance in this product, especially these set boosters. Between the Mystical Archive, the increased odds of getting extended art cards, a lesson slot collated in every pack, and a Mythical Archive, and the list, this thing's all over the place. I think you could probably swing for the fences and rip, let's see, a Mythical Archive, a Mythic Foil, a list mythic, a mythic rare, and maybe a second. And if you get it, yeah, I guess the math breaks down. You could potentially open 6 rares in 1 pack, maybe even 3 mythics. And because if you got a mythical archive and a mythic, I don't think there's a mythic lesson, but maybe potentially is the home run pack of 4 mythics where you get like Demonic Tutor, a mythic on your list slot, a full art mythic dragon, and another mythic rare. Wow. Not quite there, but still. This jumped way up for me, guys. Oops. I'm going to knock some cards over, and I'm going to bid you farewell while I go do some homework and find out what I actually got here. But thanks for joining me. The rest of the Strixhaven, going in the vault. And if I've learned anything, open your most busted boxes first. If a box looks damaged, that's the one to open. Have a good weekend, guys. Catch you in the next session of class. Peace.